We might exist in time, but we belong to eternity. Is there such a thing as heaven and hell? What happened in afterlife after we graduated from this physical plane we call as life? As they said, let's dive into everything you need to know about afterlife. How every experiences, whether in life or in the afterlife, it's all connected somehow. Hello universe, quantum voyagers, beautiful, marvelous soul. Welcome back to this intuitive channel with me, cindyaco, where we talk and share about consciousness, energy, vibration, alignment, parallel universe to guide your quantum voyage of remember your higher purpose in this lifetime. If you're new to this channel, welcome to the Words of Influence community, where you can meet your kindred spirits, you can share daily feeds so we can grow and glow together. A link in description below. If you're loyal to this channel, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Drop your hello in the comment down below so me and your kindred spirits can notice your presence. Let's see how our connection can turn into something further. And thank yourself to give time and space back to you that nourish your soul, supporting your highest good. If you're loyal to this channel, you must know that once in a while I share my movie reviews that supporting our highest good. Sometimes like spill or spoil you with a glimpse of some movies or series that I've watched because I love to reflect from movies. It's basically like the fractals of this reality. It's like we are watching another life. It has packaged as movie and in beautiful storyline, art, scenario with all the players and roles that bands together, which makes the movie a movie. And it's always fun, especially when we find something that resonates with us. Usually it hit us. We kinda like remember that, whether as quote, as a glimpse on our mind, they become remarkable in our mind, which our life is also a movie in three-dimensional reality, and movie is life in two-dimensional reality. So if our life is what we project outside, watching movie is like the other side between you and the universe. This episode is specially made as responding to your vote and poll about a topic that resonates with you most. If you're curious where the polling or voting is, you can find it on the Words of Influence community on Facebook, or you can also join my broadcast named Quantum Voyagers on my Instagram. Make sure you check on that one. In there, sometimes I share voice message which comes instantly from my downloads that I didn't share anywhere. Feels more private and you get direct notification as if you are getting the direct message from me. Or if you have any requests, any question, I would love to hear yours. Simply comment down below. Let me know what kind of topics you want to hear more on this channel. Of course, they're supporting your highest good. And here we are on this episode. I'm going to share about afterlife. Is there such a thing as heaven and hell? What happened in the afterlife? How do I know about afterlife? Before we get into it, I just want to share a disclaimer about this episode, which I've never experienced near-death experience before. But on this episode, I just want to share my reflection through the series named The Good Place, a fiction comedy series about what happened after we graduated from this physical plane we call as life. This series has 4 seasons and 53 episodes, so if you feel resonate too, you can watch this series, but if you don't, it's okay, you can just watch this episode. I just wanna share my reflection about afterlife and ascension connected with your quantum voyage, how every experiences, whether in life or in the afterlife, it's all connected somehow. So what is afterlife? Afterlife is basically our consciousness awakened from our dream reality we call as life. Imagine yourself wearing a virtual reality, and when you graduated from life into afterlife, it's like you take off your virtual reality glasses and you start to realize that, oh, this is the real life, that beyond time, there's no such thing as time here. Time is eternity. Although sometimes we can jump back exploring time as easy as wearing virtual reality in certain period, that's the same way with afterlife and life. By the way, I already shared a glimpse about this series on my YouTube short. You can check on that one to know about how the timeline in the afterlife works, which is similar with what happened in the quantum world. So basically afterlife is like quantum field spiritual world, which free from the dimension of time, which we all know that the time there is eternity, but the mechanism of how the time itself works in the afterlife is unique because sometimes it can interrupt your life. It can also affect your timeline or course of your life in mundane, in physicality, in time. And this time difference makes near-death experience possible, because near-death experience is merely your consciousness or your soul awaken from your dream reality we call life in this 3D physicality to experience a glimpse of afterlife. And when they tap back into physicality or life in time, they gain the extent memory they've experienced on the afterlife, so they can share it to us that still live in time or physical reality or mundane life. Therefore, you can also call afterlife as quantumvoyage. Sometimes fresh dead people questioning or confused about, am I already die? Is this heaven or hell? Because they still don't know what exactly going on. Because in 3D life, we don't study about afterlife, what happened beyond the dimension of time, so we have no clue, no idea about what happened in the afterlife or in eternity. It's simply as spiritual awakening in another or higher plane or higher realms of our existence. When we open our eyes, we realize they always still exist, but when you are arrived there, you start questioning, where am I? Is this afterlife? Is there such a thing as heaven and hell? If that's so, then is this heaven or hell? And first and foremost, the architect explained that heaven and hell is just the idea that we gain in physicality or in life. But in afterlife, it doesn't happen like that. There are only another realms like life beyond physicality, which we can live as our mundane life. The difference is just there's no time in there, so you can freely do anything you want. And what makes you come into the good place is because you have collected points from what you've done in time or in life. You have graduated. The good place is basically emerge from the bad place. So before the good place exists, there was only the bad place, which everyone goes to the bad place until the architect have the initiation to building, developing a new realm that he called the good place as attention to collecting new seeds of hope, new seeds of good soul, because the architect believed in something greater, something good, something that can expand, evolve, and he believed in kindness, empathy, something greater than simply having fun and satisfy oneself in the bad place. So that's why the architect created the good place, which emerged from the bad place. And it's funny because it's exactly like how theory of creation began in the Bible, right? First of all, there was only darkness and spirits hovering in the air, which sync with dark energy in space. Before Big Bang, there were only dark energy, dark matter. Once the dark matter hit at certain point after a long period of evolution, it suddenly hit a point that it couldn't bear or hold any longer, so the Big Bang happened, and that's how light emerged from the darkness. And it also sync with black hole theory, which you can see in the Interstellar, that basically all information exists within the singularity point inside of the black hole, where all the accumulation of information exists in the singularity point, which every information inside the singularity has projected outwards into the surface of the black hole, called as event horizon. In quantum physics, the outside or surface of the black hole itself, which gravitational pull is so strong that not even light can escape from it, that's where all the information is projected. Somehow it's all connected, you get it? That's why behind every dark night there's always a brighter light. We've been taught that darkness is the opposite of light, but actually darkness is the absorption of light. Darkness and light actually one, comes from one another, like life and afterlife is supporting one another, and it always comes back to singularity, then expand into multidimensionality. At some point it will back to singularity and expand again. Everything is basically an unending voyage. We might exist in time, but we belong to eternity. The architect is the representation of an entity in the afterlife that haven't experienced being human yet. They try to creating a new project in form of realm or playground, which human being that has graduated from earth plane or life can play roles with certain human he chose in the project or attention he made, so he can see what's going to happen, which the architect has the authority to check human thoughts, emotions, behavior, psychology, characteristic, interests, favorites, everything about this chosen human being that has graduated from life. But at certain point, the architect confused at certain human behavior, they oftentimes making choices or decisions that he couldn't understand, and he called that anomaly as free will. So from that, we all know that free will is natural initiation that emerge from inside of each entity, consciousness or life. Even the architect itself can create the good place because he used his free will to develop hope in form of his attention, the good place. And I found it so beautiful. It's like a lotus that emerge at certain point when they are ready to emerge from the dirty mud. It's nature of reality that represent awakening. From the science perspective, physics, cosmology, spirituality, metaphysics, all connects in one package. Like, whoa, I just amazed. The architect itself is one of many divisions in the afterlife. They're working or managing systems in the afterlife. It's like what we do in mundane life. There's office space for workers, certain divisions, rules. There are also judges, doorkeepers that bridge life and afterlife, hierarchy of workers, like the fractals, the extension of life. The difference is time is eternity, that they call Jeremy Beremy in cursive English, which everything is connected, and sometimes it may seem as detour, wordless or inexplicable. So wake up in the afterlife is like usual life that I have, and the reality is also similar. That's why in the Bible it said that God made creation in his own image, because the image in the afterlife is also similar with what we are experiencing in life. So again, how it all connects. Once the human that play roles in the attention realize that what they think as the good place is merely the bad place, attention made by the architect, they start to looking for the real good place or another graduated place that they truly belong. And so the journey begin. They start to interrupt life, experiencing another shifting timelines where they still alive, and after they had the experience in afterlife, they had internal shift that make them naturally become better and ascend into higher consciousness. They feel like they have a need or calling to contribute something to their surroundings to make life better. In short, they found divine intervention from the architect, and the robot or AI assistant of the architect, they always be with him, came into life through interdimensional portal, which is a synchronicity of what I experienced on my trance meditation. I never knew there was such thing as the interdimensional door, and then when I watched the series, I realized, oh my god, there's another mind that also tap into that interdimensional door, exactly as what I saw in my trance state. So what I saw internally on my meditation is actually real for those that also experiencing that. And the story goes on into the void, higher realms, which there is no such thing as time and space. It stores all the information in the entire universe. Each realm has their own specification, and every possibility can happen, like how you can change your appearance, how you can simply attract what you think, and so many things can happen in another dimensions. They are full of entities, colors, shape, the inexplicable, because it's like a realm of imagination which we need to restructure ourselves, become nothing, no one, no place, or we can turn into something else, like turn into another forms, like become a copy or someone or something or anything. Like every possibility can happen in other realms. I found it so intriguing. That's exactly what I found in my trance meditation. Whoa. After these 4 humans, they has graduated from life and afterlife attemptions, discovered there's such thing as the real good place outside the architect creation. It excites them. Whoa, this realm is full of good things, like good milkshakes. You can do whatever you want. There's no limitation of time. There's no rules. You simply had so much fun. But the irony these 4 humans found from so-called the good place is that after that one has accomplished at certain point, but you still have eternity left, the joy or the fun start decreasing, and so you feel like I don't have something interesting that excites me anymore. I feel like slowly dying, numb. Especially when we do everything with less effort, we become rarely use our mind. Even the brilliant, the genius, the creative person can become like a normal person with no interest, no intelligence, because they spend their daily life simply just drink milkshakes, beautiful views. Even when they pee inside their pants, it evaporates within seconds with no traces left. So sometimes the efficiency has side effect to decrease something that not practice or train on daily basis. The less you practice your intelligence, it can turn into your boomerangs, that lowering or decreasing, sabotaging yourself. That's why when these 4 humans found these problems and discussed it with the architect, they also found that the committee or the builder of that so-called the good place, they have immediately escaped after they officially reward the architect as the new architect in that new so-called good place, because they have tried to create a lot of good things, good idea, so every soul in the so-called good place can have fun and keep doing something new with lots of crazy ideas, but they still have no idea why the fun start decreasing. And even though they describe something they love, it turns into something they feel like you feel so bad, because the committee haven't have human experience yet, so they cannot understand problems. The only thing that they understand is to create something greater, new innovation, new ideas, but they never truly find the real problems. Therefore, having human experience is gaining a soul lesson we need, so that we can extend the lesson in the afterlife, because the afterlife, the good place, can also understand problems. At certain point, too much light can make you blind. On paper, we think this is the real heaven, which you can have fun, you can have everything you want, do everything instantly, efficiently, immediately, spontaneously. But when you have eternity left, all the fun suddenly lose its fun, and so they start to notice that turn out time or end state actually requires to bring forth meaning into our existence, into our essence. And so they start improving the so-called the good place with another door toward something beyond, something greater, so that whoever they feel already enough and feel peaceful enough to end their voyage or journey in the so-called the good place, they can simply enter into a door beyond, although they still don't know what exactly will going on the other side of the door beyond it. But what they're sure about is that it will be peaceful, and they don't need to spend eternity in here anymore, because vocation can only fun, interesting, exciting, extravaganza if they have end state. Seems paradox, but back to nature of reality, which there is seasons for everything. When you keep doing something for a long time, you start feeling numb, no longer live anymore, or dead before you die. You start losing the sense of living itself. Time truly makes us appreciate what we have, where we are, treasure something, because we know that at certain point it will naturally come and go. That's the beauty of time, change, season of everything. Now we know the point of ascension is not like become so many light, but the point of ascension is come back to its pure essence, which is embrace dark and light at once. The longer we exist in light, sometimes it makes us feel a sense of bored, because sometimes we need the challenge back. We need something that moves us emotionally, vibrationally, so that we can evolve into another state, another destination, another period. That's the fun of this quantum voyage. Allow yourself to have vocation in between your voyage. Time itself is what brings back the essence or meaning that makes the voyage itself worthwhile. Last but not least, every experience you have in life and afterlife always kept in eternity. It's all recorded in the afterlife. You can experience your quantum voyage accessing your memory from so-called future. You will meet lots of different entities. The inexplicable experience you can experience in the afterlife, you can experience in life using your imagination. You can communicate with higher beings, higher entities. You can download message that resonate with you. This quantum voyage is specially designed to support your higher purpose, to you that on your ascension voyage, that realize that what you have internally or happen in spiritual world in afterlife will manifest, reflects and radiates into your physical world or mundane life. You can read more all the benefits, what you will get from the quantum voyage, the title for each episode, link down below. It's so affordable, especially with this specific code. You will get another discount you can insert on your subscription process. It's a monthly subscription, you can cancel anytime, and your first subscription you will get the first bonuses episodes, which each episode approximately 13 until 15 minutes guided meditation that will lead you into trance state, so you can experience your quantum voyage. In so many movies and series that I watch, it's always something sophisticated assisting the higher beings. The funny thing on this series is that the robot assistant can feel love through having relationship and connection with human being. And the more they feel emotion, the less they become robot and feel more human. Through having the human experience makes this robot wiser and can relate to our problems, because they already been there. They can feel what you feel as well, not only based on logical or reason, but this robot can understand that losing love, losing something is the part of the fun. If we can have everything, the universe has simply become like the big food machine that can give us everything, we can slowly lose the sense of the fun itself, because everything is so predictable. Because there's an insanity, an anomaly, the glitch of unpredictable or mystery, whether in life or afterlife, that once we realize the essence behind it, it starts to make sense and feel remarkable, because we know what it is to like losing something. We've been through all the process, ups and downs, like the nonsense beyond logical experiences that makes the voyage worthwhile, adventurous, remarkable. How beautiful is that? To embrace the insanity and find the beauty of mystery, let a part of our journey, even in eternity. There's always such thing as a new door to another potentiality, to something outside of our scope of universe that we think we know. This reminds me about soulpixar movie, that there is a great before and the great beyond. The attention the architect made in the afterlife and has experienced through the so-called the good place is like the great before in the soulpixar movie, and the door into the new unknown that the robot assistant not even know represents the great beyond, where our particles will come back, become one with the ocean. Sometimes when we force something to happen in linear terms, that's what causes inner resistance. But when we surrender to what is, to the nature of reality, we allow the unknown that maybe seems doesn't make sense at that moment, but eventually it will lead us home, because your subconscious always leads you home. It's just our conscious state that always drives us somewhere. The conscious state is what we think we know, but the subconscious knows beyond what our conscious state. So allow, value your treasure in any given moment, because time is a short venture of our long voyage in eternity and beyond. What we call as future is basically what we already experienced in afterlife, and we tap back, downloading that memories so we can gain the updated information that benefit our highest good or higher purpose in your ascension journey. So that's all for me today. If there's any question or you want to share more about your journey and everything you need to know about quantum voyage, afterlife, consciousness, soul, whatever it is, let's meet in the comment down below. Thanks for being here. See you again in upcoming episodes with me, cindyaco.